Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPC Football, TPCFL Week 6, Vikings at Chiefs. My name's Meter, and I'm joined in the booth here today by none other than Brian Langell, the owner of the league. How's it going today, Brian?
Meter, I am doing fantastic. I'm sitting here calling this game with you. There's no place I'd rather be right now.
I love it. This is Week 6 of the season, and this matchup... Listen, Langell, beginning of the season, you look at the schedule, you highlight certain games, you're like, that's going to be an absolute slobber knocker. We're looking at one right now.
Exactly. This is going to be huge. I mean, the Chiefs are off to a 5-0 start. I mean, who predicted that based on the previous records in the seasons of the Chiefs? And you've got the two-time TPCFL champion, Kivstyle, the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle.
As we say that, Brightful with a lateral out to the left side, a loss of 1. Minnesota's defense sneaking up and taking him down pretty quickly here. This run game for the Chiefs is going to be so important to keep them in the game.
Although, it definitely is, and you're watching the Vikings in Kiv style, who can diagnose defense and come up with counter plans against it on the fly. It's going to be interesting to see who outsmarts who here.
An 11-yard reception puts him at 3rd and 1 right now. Kansas City on their opening series, forced into a 3rd down situation. We'll see how they play it here, but what I've seen more than anything and what I expect to see again here today as we watch him get bodied, rightfully picks up the single yard and the first. What I've seen more than anything coming from Kiv style and the Minnesota Vikings is the first half is a feeling out process, and the second half is Minnesota domination.
It definitely is. I've been in situations where I was winning at the half, winning by 17 points, and still came back to lose. Minnesota is definitely a second half team.
A great pass out to the left side. Outstanding play on the out route. And able to pull this one in. There's a first down. And right now they're heading rapidly towards the 50-yard line. They sit at the 47. Big shout out on Facebook, Josh Rogers. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. He says he loves the stream and compliments us on doing a great job. Everything I've learned from my co-host here today, Brian Langell.
And I'm continuing to learn from you, sir. So between the two of us, we should be able to pull out some sort of high mark on this one.
Well, fair enough. Let's keep ourselves to it. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Handoff, pushing right up the middle through a defender. What a play. This guy half the size, Brightful half the size of Johnson, and pushes directly through him. This guy never misses leg day.
Never at all. I mean, he's almost doubly outsized and still picks up 3 yards. Absolutely incredible.
Everybody's on the line right now. A little bit offset on the sides, 2 on either side. 1 in the backfield to snap. Dropping back behind the 45, thrown over the middle. This one's caught. Shakes the tackle and falls forward to the 17. They're into the red zone already. A 22-yard pass.
22 yards. Absolutely huge pickup. Minnesota is struggling right now to stop these plays. It's going to be interesting, like I said earlier, who's going to outsmart who. But right now, Kansas City is in complete control.
Snap, handoff, getting out to the left side, going weak side, and able to pull in some good yards. Williams with his first rush of the day takes 4 and moves the ball to 2nd and 6 on the 13. They have one of the biggest tight ends I've seen. He's up there as far as Gronkowski goes with size and ability to catch the ball. Travis Kelce, number 87 on the right side right now. This guy is the guy to watch out for here today.
As he's in there. Oh, is he in?
And he falls
yes, he's
backwards.
In.
Are you kidding me? He climbed over the back of the defender and into the end zone. What an amazing play.
Absolutely incredible. And you know, Meter, as they're setting up for the PAT here, I find Kansas City to be a lot like Dallas, where they change up their plays and you never know what's coming, and it keeps their opponents on their toes. I can't wait for a Kansas City-Dallas game.
You know what? That's an extremely good point. When I think on my toes, don't know what to expect, I'm definitely thinking Slangell. I'm definitely thinking the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what? I think that's some great recognition there to be able to compare those two. Kiv style.
And it's not just because it's my wife.
Kiv Style, of course, the two-time TPCFL champion, Season 1 and Season 2, the only player to ever have back-to-back season wins. And this guy is a force to be reckoned with every single season.
Definitely is, and it's so funny. I mean, you watch the Vikings, and sometimes they have more success in the regular season than others, but they always make the playoffs, and they always make a run through the playoffs. Can't count them out.
Could not agree more. A loss of 2 on this run attempt out to the right side. 2nd and 12 now from the 23. The kickoff well through the end zone. Kansas City not giving them a chance to run that one back out. 1 out to the left, 1 to the right, 2 in the backfield. Handoff fake, thrown out over the middle. What a great play. Oh my goodness, the man in the backfield there. The free safety bit on the run attempt.
And that was fast. That was lightning fast meter.
That was so fast. The second the play action was over, the ball was in the motion going forward. Beautifully done by Kiv. And that's a team that practices. That's a team that has chemistry.
I didn't believe it was important in high school. I believe chemistry is important now.
2nd and 8 now, a 2-yard pickup on a run up the middle again. The clock ticking down here on the first quarter, about 45 seconds left. Kansas City with a 7-point lead. Scoring on their opening drive, they may have only had 1 third down attempt.
And managed to make the best of that as well.
That's a fair point. Man in motion from the right side of the line to the left. The snap, handoff, pushing up to the left side, and he's got some great movements. He passes by one, shakes a second tackle, and finally falls out of bounds at the 23.
34 yards on one play by Murray.
Some amazing blocking on the line. He makes one of the defenders miss the tackle attempt. The dive, wasn't able to recover, and there was only one guy left in the backfield. Finally able to knock him out of bounds. But what a great run.
Unbelievable.
A 3-yard pickup up the middle there will end the first. And my goodness, these teams are doing exactly what we thought. Both these teams are coming out swinging, looking for end zones all day long.
See, these are the kind of teams who don't want to pick up 2 and 3 yards of play. They want to get as much as they can in each drive and try to prove the other team, try to stop me.
I couldn't agree more. Oh, my God, coming off the left side and coming in for a tackle, Houston. A loss of 7 on the sack. That was devastating and knocks them out of the red zone.
That changes the game plan substantially, losing 7 yards on one play.
3rd and 14 now. Minnesota takes the snap, dropping back to the 35, back a little further, throwing out to the left side. This one's caught. That's a first down. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. Cousins threads the needle, throws it down there, and gains 18 yards on a 3rd and 14.
He's made 2 completions, both of them for 18 yards. Absolutely unbelievable.
That could be the magic number of the day.
It could. Handoff getting up to the left side, moving the ball down to the 7-yard line. And they're there, Langell, deep in the red zone, deep in the red hot zone. The 7-yard line. 2nd and goal
The most exciting 10 yards in all of football, in all of TPCFL. The red hot zone.
And this Chiefs crowd chanting for some defense. The snap, everybody comes in. It was a screen, but he couldn't get the play off. Oh my goodness, they were so fast.
I've never seen 3 freight trains on the same track before. That was insane.
Holy cow, and no lane shift available. Absolutely devastating. Taking him down for his 2nd sack this drive.
And just like that, the Vikings are now on 3rd down again and struggling. 3rd and goal. But if anyone's going to pull this off, we've seen it twice so far. It's Kivstall and the Vikings. Let's see how this play folds out.
1 out wide on either side. Strong offensive line, equal on either side. And 1 in the backfield to snap. Dropping back to the 25. Rolling out to the right. Throwing out to the right. This one's caught. Taken down to the 1-yard line. but
If I'm
they
Kiv-
needed goal.
If I'm Kiv, I go for this right now. Oh, they're going for the field goal.
At very least, lining up for the field goal.
See, with the rule change this season, I thought this may have been a chance to go for it.
Listen, it's early. You're facing an undefeated team. You should never turn your nose up at points on the board.
And that's why you're going to have a more successful season than me, sir.
Well, the scoreboard remains to be seen on that.
Minnesota kicks it well into the end zone. Brings the Chiefs out to the 25-yard line. Hopefully their defense lines up a little better on this drive than they did on the last one.
Minnesota definitely needs a big stop here. Offensive line strong to the right side. I formation with one out wide on either side. Making a call out to the left side. The snap. Handoff following his halfback in.
And met with resistance, only gaining 1 yard.
2nd and 9. Not a lot of room to run on that one. That hole filled very, very quickly.
Like quicksand, sir.
And 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. 1 man in the backfield just off to the right. The snap, throw over the middle. This one's swatted down. Almost intercepted.
That's the defense of Minnesota that I've been talking about. Once they diagnose a play, they have someone in position. It took the first drive to get the feel of it. Now with Kansas City 3rd and 9, let's see what happens.
Eric Kendricks unable to hold on to the ball, but definitely able to swat it down. Well done, sir. 1 out to the left, 3 lined up just off the right side of the offensive line. Brightful off to the left. The snap here, thrown out over the middle. This one's caught. A beautiful play, and there he is, the big man, Kelsey, unable to be stopped and hauling that one in.
And Meter, that was another 18 yards. I'm telling you, that's the magic number of the day, it seems.
That seems to be the case. Pretty hard to argue with 3 consecutive.
18-yard throws.
Snap, backing up, throwing out to the left side. This one's caught as well. And moving the ball to the 35. They're on the opponent's side of the field. 20 yards that time.
It's like these teams don't want to try short passes.
I mean, if you're nailing like 18-yard passes over and over, can you blame them?
No, but I would throw a couple in there just to change it up because you know Kiv's going to change to a nickel defense to try to keep that backfield, covered. I'd throw a couple short ones just to throw them off.
2-minute warning from the 35, looking to capitalize on this drive. It's been going well so far, throwing out over the middle, and he's hit so hard he drops the ball. What a crushing blow to the shoulder.
Standing upright, then waking up on the ground 3 seconds later. That's not a way you want to start your next drive.
It's not indeed. Shake out the cobwebs and get back in line. 1 off to the left side, 3 to the right. 1 in the backfield, directly behind the center. Mahomes takes the snap, drop back behind the 40, and throws it over the middle. This time he holds on to it. Mahomes crossing 100 yards now on the nose right now with a touchdown. 4.
I don't want to come across as that guy that, can diagnose things by watching, but I had just said start throwing some short passes, and lo and behold, Kansas City, that's exactly what they're doing.
That's very, very true.
All right, 3rd and 6. Let's see what the Vikings have in store for defense this play.
Mahomes takes the snap. Man coming in fast. He gets the ball off, but he's not able to pick up the first. The ball moved down to the 27, a 4-yard pickup again. Now these short passes not looking so great.
No, you're right. It's not having the success that they had earlier. But it is making Minnesota guess.
Kicking into 10-mile-an-hour winds heading southeast. Shooting it low and getting it over the bar. That's 3 points, Kansas City.
3 points is better than nothing.
And with 1:06 left on the clock, trailing by 7, Minnesota collects this ball at the 3-yard line, is bringing it back out. There goes the 25. Makes a little move at the 26, and that's the last motion they'll have as Moss is taken down at the 26-yard line.
I'd be interested to see how the Vikings play this. Are they going to try to drain as much clock as possible so that Illis doesn't have a chance to get the ball before the second half? Or will they try to hurry up offense and get down there to try to tie this game before going into halftime?
I don't see Kivstyle taking his time on anything.
This could actually work out well for the Vikings if they score because they get the ball back to start the second half.
Double fake, throw out to the right side, walking out of bounds at the 46. Cousins a perfect 4 for 4 for 70 yards, 20 on that one. An amazing play. Well done. That is a veteran move.
Knows how to control that clock, knows how to get out of bounds, stop the clock without burning the timeout. There's nobody better at that than Kivstyle.
56 seconds left here in the half. All the timeouts are on the table. The snap, handoff fake, looking downfield, thrown out to the left side and swatted out of the air. Another outstanding play by the defense. This time Justin Houston, the 8-year veteran, his 9th year in the league. Well done.
Kansas City planting this line, saying you're not getting any further. And the pressure's on Minnesota.
Cousins takes the snap, drops back behind the 40, behind the 35, stepping forward and throwing this one deep. It's caught.
Oh my God!
The defender misses. He shakes the tackle and he falls down at the 1-yard line. 53 yards.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I did not expect that to happen.
Holy cow. Well done. Snap here. He's looking, throwing out to the right side, and this one into the dirt.
Had the right idea.
I think he needed an extra second, and he didn't have it. The defense just came in too quick.
The pressure from Kansas City. I mean, you're less than 30 seconds left on the 1-yard line. Doesn't give you a lot of time to really think and prepare in situations like that.
It does not. One out wide on either side. I formation, the snap. Looking, throwing out, and this one almost intercepted the rush again. Two guys coming in. One controlled by Illis. You watched him come flying in there. Absolutely amazing. Good job.
We've always said for multiple seasons, especially this season, that the 1-yard line is the hardest 1 yard in football. The Vikings are learning that right now.
Absolutely, especially when you have a great defensive team like Kansas City. And there's the third sack of the game. Houston for his second. This guy, I've been saying his name all night.
He's in the middle of every huge defensive play. Unbelievable. The Vikings will need an answer in the second half. Yeah, 8 yards.
Minnesota calls a timeout with 3 seconds left. They're going to kick the field goal and get the heck out of this half and get the ball back to start the next.
Yeah, exactly. That's a huge thing for Minnesota right now.
A 25-yard field goal, 25, 26, somewhere in there. It's good. It's easy. It's 3 points, and that ends the half. Quick moment for station identification. You are watching TPC football on TPC Sports, Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching. Go ahead and subscribe however you can, because let me tell you something, folks. This is not the only game this week. This is not the only game every week. Every week we have 1, 2, 3+ games that we're covering with live commentary. Plus, every member of this league plays every week, unless they have a bye, of course. So don't just follow this mixer. Don't just follow this channel. Head on over to these guys as well. Kivstyle and, of course, Iceman Illist. Both of them so good at what they do. And both their names in the bottom corners of your screen right now.
Iceman Illist, a rookie this season, joined the league. And right now is following the pattern of last year's rookie, that Whitefish, undefeated going into week 6.
Handoff for Murray, falling forward for 3. 3rd and 5 now from the 31. And it remains to be seen yet how far in Whitefish's footsteps he will follow Whitefish made it all the way to the championship game before taking his first L.
Exactly.
Throw here, and it's intercepted. It gets right past the intended receiver, directly into the hands of Hitchens. I don't even think he was expecting it. Suddenly he just had the ball. He was going in for the tackle.
That was insane. It almost looked like the Vikings player actually ducked the pass, got out of the way, and it landed right in the arms of the Kansas City defense. Not the way the Vikings want to start the second half, especially down by 4 points.
I formation with one out on either side, lateral out to the left side, and he takes off, turns on the Jets, gets to the sidelines. Holy cow, that defender's fast too. Both of them crashing together and knocking out of bounds. Wow, Trey Waynes, the center back, the cornerback? What's the right one, Langell?
Cornerback? I'm going to go with cornerback.
For the Minnesota Vikings, that guy is fast.
I'm looking here. As of right now, not including tonight's game, the Kansas City Chiefs have rushed for 562 yards and only gave up 330 on the backside.
Wow. And they've only given up 33 here today. Throw out to the left side. This one's caught. Pushing forward through 2, and they call the whistle while he's still on his feet. Mahomes with a 9-yard pass. And my goodness, this Kansas City team will not go down.
At all. At all. On the other side of it, the rushing yards against for the Vikings is only 195. They have the run game locked down going into this game.
Oh, and a beautiful play here. The snap, the throw out to the left side into the end zone. Easy touchdown. Nobody was covering him, and 6 points go on the board.
And now the Vikings, with that kick being good, down by 11 points in the third quarter. Now it's a 3-score game at this point.
The kick here to about the 2. It's going to be brought back out. Getting some decent blocking, falling down on the 26-yard line. May have been a little generous with the spot of that ball. But regardless,
right
Minnesota,
now,
go ahead.
I was going to say, right now, Minnesota will take any advantage they can get, even if it's an extra yard here or there.
That's a fair point. 11 points, not insurmountable, especially for a second-half team like the Vikings. This is when I expect them to shine. Handoff fake, thrown out. Oh, my goodness, that should have been intercepted, no question.
The Vikings got away with one there.
Eric Berry does not do that often. His 10th year in the league, 30 years old, and he drops the ball.
That's huge for Minnesota right now.
Absolutely, but do the effects of the almost interception last? Throw out to the left side, a huge play. What a great move. Are you kidding me? He jukes 3 guys at once. Another comes in quickly, and he steps out of bounds at the 10. But my goodness, he faked out 3 guys and went 64 yards.
To answer your previous question, Meter, no.
Rudolph is an absolute animal. This guy's moves are unheard of.
64 yards. That's absolutely game-breaking right now. Kansas City on the line.
Snap, throw to the left side, swatted out of the air. That looked like he was trying to swat down a jump shot.
It did. Wrong sport, but apparently in the offseason, he knows where he can go. I mean, and I like Minnesota's chances there, trying to change it up by just immediately letting go of the ball. It didn't pay off, but it definitely had potential.
And it may make Kansas City think a little bit more and buy him a little bit more time on future plays.
Sure, because that was an all-out blitz, and they got caught on the wrong side of it.
The snap, handoff fake, looking downfield, one coming in, he misses his tackle. He just dodged a bullet, and he throws it behind the defender. Touchdown, Vikings!
That is the sexiest play I have seen this season.
Diggsy, baby.
Diggsy, baby.
Oh, to steal that one
Unbelievable.
directly from Give Style. A beautiful play. My goodness, he should have been sacked.
It's just amazing how that all came together.
Going for two, the snap, handoff, trying to get up to the right side, and he was picked up and dropped down and injured. My
Unbelievable.
goodness.
Cook is down. That is not good. Hopefully it's only minor. We'll get an update for you guys very shortly.
Not good at all.
No, not at all. Now, the difference in the offense for the Vikings, going into this game, they had passed for 1,107 yards. They've only rushed for 292. Those are very, very odd numbers for Minnesota. They're usually much closer.
They are indeed. Just real quick, we did get an update. It flashed very quickly, but I was able to catch it. Broken collarbone.
Oh, that's devastating for the Vikings. That's a good 6 to 8 weeks right now. We're in week 6, meaning he may be back by the end of the season, but it may be too little too late depending on how the rest of the Vikings season goes.
The offensive coordinator staring at his depth chart right now. So we see a pass over the middle, a great one. Picks up big yards, moves the ball past the 50-yard line. 24 yards on that one.
24 yards. Earlier in the game, that seemed like a huge pass until the Vikings just threw for 64 a few minutes ago, but I'm not going to turn down a 24-yard pass. What about you, Meter?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Brightful just off to the right side of Mahomes, who takes the snap, hand off to Brightful, trying to get up to the left side, somehow stays on his feet. He was hit hard and stayed up. That looked like our EA moment of the game, but still a little bit more time for one of those. 2nd and 7 now, 3 yards were what was netted at the end of that.
Let's see what Minnesota has in mind to try to counteract Kansas City right now. They cannot afford to give up more points.
Throwing out over the middle. This one's caught. Pushing to the 34. That's going to be a first down and 8 yards. Well done, Kansas City. Not having too much trouble picking up first downs here today.
That was close, though. That was incredibly close. They pulled it off. So Kansas City get ready to call an audible here.
From 2 to the left, 1 to the right, to 2 to the right, 1 to the left. And Brightful switches from the right side to the left side. And Mahomes in the shotgun, the clock down to 3, the snap. Looking downfield, and they come in fast and take him down. A huge sack for Smith. And a loss of 6 puts him in a 2nd and 16 situation.
I was worried there because Minnesota had nobody in the backfield. But luckily, they sacked the quarterback, which saved them there. Let's see if they can do it again.
The snap, dropping back, looking, throwing out to the left, wide open. One guy to get past a juke move, but not able to take it. Moves the ball 8 yards forward to the 32.
That's going to close out the third quarter, 3rd and 9. In a 5-point game meter going into the fourth quarter, if Minnesota can cause a fumble, an interception, anything right now, this game at the last 6 minutes, you're not going to want to miss it.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't wanted to miss any seconds of this game.
That's very true.
3 to the left, 1 to the right. Brightful just off to the right. The handoff fake, and he's sacked again. And that is exactly what you were talking about, what they needed. The big man comes in and takes him down for a loss of 6.
Wait a second. It looks like Illust is going for it on 4th and 15. I don't understand this logic at all. Wait. I don't know what we're looking at right now.
Was that the Madden suggestion?
No, that was pulled out of the playbook specifically.
Interesting.
I don't understand this.
And he's punting well through the end zone. Interesting.
Why would you not try to kick it out of bounds?
No
within
coffin corner,
the
no
5 yards?
field goal attempt. No, do not understand that. But I'll tell you one thing. This is going to make for excitement for us. Strong offensive line to the right side. Snap, handoff, pushing forward, getting some decent blocking, but just not enough. Murray picks up 5. A decent run, keeps the clock moving, and if Minnesota scores here, they will take the lead.
With potentially very little time left on the clock. Minnesota is actually leading in offensive yards right now, 223 to 198. That interception is what made the difference.
Handoff, getting out to the left side. He breaks through. 1, 2. Murray's off to the races. One guy to get past. He's taken down at the 44, but 31 more yards. So many rushing yards here today for Murray running along the left sidelines.
We said it at the top of the game meter, and it's coming true. Never count out Minnesota in the second half.
I always love when a player's able to make me the hero and right. Handoff,
That's a good combination.
Pushing forward, spinning through a hit, and taking the ball 4 yards. The spin picked up maybe another 2. So well done for the running back on that one. 2nd and 6 now.
2nd and 6, still not in a bad position, and the clock is still dropping there.
Handoff fake, throwing out to the right side. He's hit, forcing himself forward, but Murray not able to pull up a first. 4 yards, but a very manageable 3rd and 2.
I expect an all-out blitz by Kansas City right now.
This is going to be very interesting to see how he plays it, because I expect a quick pass from Minnesota.
It's going to be, someone's going to win here. It's a question of who.
Offensive line very strong to the right side. Murray in the backfield. The handoff pushing forward, and he's taken down at the 36 and injured. Are you kidding me? That's their 2nd running back injured. Oh, my goodness. This is devastating.
Now, if you're Minnesota, do you go for it right now with 3:42 left on the clock, or do you punt it away? No, they're going for it. This is the game right here, Meter.
This could
be the game right here.
Make or break. Snap, dropping back, looking, throwing over the middle, and he misses his receiver. He threw it right at him, and he was not ready for it.
What happened?
Hip bursitis. Murray can return, but more importantly, Kansas City forces the turnover on downs after a bad throw, possibly rushed, seeing everybody coming for the quarterback. That's the 3rd, maybe 4th time I've seen a play where the defense was coming in, there was a rushed throw, and the communication between the quarterback and his receiver was inefficient, causing an incompletion. I'm giving the credit there straight to the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
Definitely. I mean, population 1 player only. And somehow the Kansas City defense put enough pressure on to make that wide open player not catch the ball. 1st and 10 now for the Chiefs.
After a great run play, here comes another, pushing through, spinning through a tackle, and falling down at the 46 on the last play. He was knocked out of bounds, so they couldn't eat any clock. We'll see how Kansas City plays this one. Looks like just giving a couple of seconds run off, but not chewing clock yet. They must not be happy with their 5-point lead.
I think they want to prove a point right now, but right now Minnesota is not in the mood to be, an excuse or a footnote. They are fighting tooth and nail right now. 3rd and 6. This could be huge if Minnesota is able to get the ball back.
A pass out to the left side, and he's got some great blocking off to the races again. A juke move, and he's in for a touchdown. What a play! Are you kidding me?
3rd and 6 and takes it in. I don't even know how many yards that was, but doesn't matter. They ended up where they wanted to be, and that's in the end zone.
That was amazing, and the extra point is good. 24-12, and Minnesota is paying for their mistakes.
And unfortunately, that price is very high, Meter.
Very high. If there was one coach I would want in this situation, down by 12 with just over 2 minutes left to play, it would be Kiv style.
I was going to say, don't name me.
Wait, playing for or against?
Oh, I do not want to be in an offensive position with 2.5 minutes left because the pressure would just be absolutely insane for me.
Thrown over the middle, 13-yard pickup on the reception. No hurry-up offense. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Last play before the 2-minute warning. If they can get it off. 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Murray in the backfield. The snap. Cousins looking. Rolling out to the left. Rolling back to the right. Thrown over to the right. And he's hit and drops the ball.
That is not what the Vikings need it right now.
Apparently, Crafty Dinners feels he should be the one in this situation.
Does he?
Taking offense to me naming Kiv as my under pressure in the second half coach.
Yeah, but name how many times Crafty's been down by 12 points with 2 minutes to play. The game is wrapped up for Crafty at that point most times.
Throw it to the right side. This one's caught. Move down to the 47. Hurry up offense. 3rd and 1. 1:45 left to play. All his timeouts on the table, but trailing by 12. Cousins takes the snap and drops back. He's got some decent blocking. No, he doesn't. He comes in out of nowhere. Ford with a 10-yard sack. Timeout, Minnesota.
4th and 10 on the 38-yard line. 1:36 to play. At this point, they're playing for pride. At this point, they just want to make something happen. Let's see how they do. Hopefully it's not a turnover on downs like the last time they were in their 4th.
The snap.
Opportunity.
Looking downfield. Throwing it deep. And it's almost intercepted. It came down. You know what? I'll be honest. He didn't want an interception right there.
No, definitely not. That's when you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I dropped it.
And Kansas City has the ball back. Got to imagine we're about to see a lot of run plays.
I can almost guarantee it.
Handoff cutting back to the weak side left. And injured is Seals Jones.
There's a lot of injuries in this game. I don't know if it's the rain on the field causing players to slip. Something's going on.
That's a good point. I always forget how slippery these fields become in the rain.
It's amazing anyone actually is healthy to play for Seattle.
Handoff. Oh my God, what a play thrown over the defense, and that's a touchdown, Kansas City. But did you see, I want to call something out in the backfield here. There was one defender. There were 2 defenders coming in, and one blocker picked them both up and gave Mahomes the time to get the pass off. Exceptional play. Do not overlook it. He is my player of the game. My goodness.
11 seconds, 2 plays, 37 yards. And another 7 points go up for Kansas City. And you're right, Meter. That could be the play of the game or the player of the game at this point. It's going to be hard to beat that.
This kick well through the end zone. Minnesota will start on the 25. Arguable that it's a formality at this point, but I'll tell you what, I'm still interested to see what happens here in the last minute 19, because Kiv Style is well known for taking big chances in situations like this and making big plays.
Definitely, and I got to take my hat off to Kiv and Minnesota. They're not the team to give up. They're going to keep trying until there's no time
left
left
down the
on
field,
the
and
clock.
There it is, and he steps over the tackle. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Kansas City caught asleep at the line, did not expect that, and Minnesota runs it in. Unbelievable.
Diggsy, baby. He said, I see your 11 seconds. Let me show you something.
I'm going to do it in 9.
75 yards in one play. Onside kick. Minnesota is not done with this game.
At all.
My
God.
It went 8 yards. I don't think it went the 10 it needed to. There's the flag for illegal touching. And the defense will get the ball, or Kansas City will get the ball at the 38. That was a very well-aimed kick, though.
Definitely. There are so many twists and turns to this game. Like we said earlier, you don't want to step away for any of this.
One out to the left. Offensive line strong to the right side with 2 in the backfield. 1 well back from Mahomes at 1 just off to the right. The snap trying to cut around to the right side as he saw the left side was all shut down and manages to get a yard out of what should have probably been a loss.
Should have been a loss, but more importantly, Meter, that clock is dropping. If he lets the play clock drop to 0 on this, there's going to be like 20 seconds left in the game.
And neither team doing anything about it.
No. So I'll take the 1 yard gain if it's going to basically end the game time-wise.
That's a fair point. That onside kick was a last-ditch effort from Minnesota. What do you think was one of the bigger difference makers here in this game here today, Langell?
I think that Minnesota, we've talked about it so many times. Well, delay of game penalty on the Chiefs. Is able to diagnose the defense, and I just think that Kansas City is so unpredictable that Minnesota had a hard time struggling to figure that out. And by the time they did, it was already too late for this game. But I look forward to the next time we see Kansas City take on the Vikings.
Interesting. No victory formation, taking a risk on another injury after all the ones we've seen here today. Can't say as a coach I would agree with that choice.
No, I wouldn't either. I would take the knee and get to the locker room, celebrate your victory, both by risk of injury and just for sportsmanship.
19-31. And what a game.
12 seconds. Sorry.
No, you're good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is
your
it.
Final score, 19-37. And well done by Kansas City. Coming out on top here today, Iceman Illis keeps his undefeated streak alive. We'll take a look at the stats in a moment. Check out the bottom of your screen at KivStyle, at Iceman Illist. Check them both out, mixer.com/those names. Both these guys are so good at what they do. I apologize. I said 37 earlier. It's 19-31, the final score. With
the shocking thing here is Minnesota led in both passing and rushing.
They did, and average.
Yes.
Well done by both teams, and I'll tell you what, it didn't disappoint. It never disappoints here at TPCFL.
You are correct, sir.
While you're checking out these channels, go ahead and drop a subscribe, drop a follow, mixer.com/TPC Sports. Same thing over there on YouTube, on Twitch, and of course, I stream to my personal Facebook, which if you're not my friend, I probably blocked you. Also, while you're at it, check out tpcfootball.com. That's where you're going to find stats, figures. That's where you're going to find the upcoming schedule and all of those places I named earlier. And, of course, twitter.com/TPCFL for all of your updates. We post there every time we're going live, so you'll know, you'll get that ping, and you'll know we're heading onto the field for another amazing TPC sports match. There's some of your stats, really interesting. Neither team breaking 100 rushing yards. Both teams throwing for over 200 passing yards.
What a game. And just while we have everyone here, later this week, you're also going to see the Chargers and the Raiders from Oakland, as well as the Cleveland Browns taking on the defending champion Seattle Seahawks. Those owners, of course, Bama Shocks with the Chargers, Iron Akella with the Raiders. You're going to see Hogs Nogs with the Browns taking on Shane's Gaming and the Seattle Seahawks right here on the TPC Football Network. Anywhere that you get a chance to catch that game, it will be live for you.
I want to call out one more stat here. We're looking at third down conversions. My favorite stat line, I think it's the most underappreciated stat line in all of sports. 1 for 6 for the Vikings, 3 for 5 for Kansas City. I have yet to see a game where the team with better third down conversion percentage loses.
That's a very good point. That is a sleeper stat. Most people don't look into that, Meter, but you've just pointed out that you found the solution, because one definitely will lead to victory, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that.
Fair enough. From all of us here at TPC Sports, my name's been Meter. I've been joined by Langell. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Langell, for calling the game with me.
All right, always a pleasure to be here, Meter. I can't wait for the next one.
I agree. Thank you guys, and I hope you all have an outstanding rest of your night.